Right now, the mother of the boy who drowned on the Wisconsin River shares how she will remember her son.
And we have an update on the status of a man who was shot yesterday in a hostage situation.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 Now This Morning. It's Wednesday, June 26th. I'm Keely Arthur in for Josh Sprider. So fun to be here this morning.
Chicks at 6.
Welcome to the show.
We're having a lot of fun. We miss Josh, but boy, is this fun.
It's so fun. I mean, all the years I've worked with you two, and I rarely get to be here on the desk, so it's very exciting.
We're always opposite schedules. We're good friends, but we never get to spend some time together.
True.
But now we get to go outside and enjoy the sun for the rest of the day.
It's a beautiful day. What a great day to work the desk this morning, because the day is going to be absolutely gorgeous. We're starting out on a nice note this morning, mostly sunny skies. Sun is up already. Grab the sunglasses today. You'll definitely need them. 58 right now is our temperature in Madison, 59 in the Dells, 61 in Platteville, and 63 in Janesville. Temperatures are going to warm quickly through the day today. We'll already be in the 80s by lunchtime, headed to a high of 84 degrees. This is the only day this week with no rain chances in the forecast. Here's a look at your traffic reports early this morning. So far, we haven't had any major issues, and it looks like that trend continues here in and around Madison. Just a few brake lights starting to show up at Stoughton Road and the Beltline. Otherwise, in and around Dane County, no accidents to report. Does look like there is a little slowdown developing on the interstate south of Madison. We'll keep our eyes on it, see if there's anything to report in the next couple of minutes.
Now, we keep joking that Josh is most likely sleeping in on his day off.
I'm sure he is.
We want him to get outside and take a picture of that sunrise. It's beautiful out there.
It is. It's a gorgeous start to the day, and it's only going to get better through the day.
Perfect day to have the day off.
Yes.
All right.
Good for Josh.
Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center this morning, a third summit between President Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un appears to be in the works. South Korea's president says the two sides have been talking behind the scenes, trying to work out a third meeting. Denuclearization talks between the U.S. and North Korea stalled during the last meeting in February.
Breaking news locally overnight. The state budget is headed to the Senate today after it passed the Assembly last night, with all Democrats voting against it. The odds will be a bit tougher in the Senate. Republicans have a 19-14 majority there, meaning they can only afford to lose 2 votes. One Republican senator has already said he will be voting against it. We're going to have updates on that story later today over on Channel3000.com.
New this morning, for the first time, we're hearing from the family of the boy who died in the Wisconsin River last week. While the search for their son Jamison ended in heartbreak, Mercedes Melvin and John Carey say they now have closure ahead of what would have been his 12th birthday this Saturday. They don't blame anyone for the tragedy, but they say they've gone through a lot of emotions in the past couple of weeks.
I'm mad. I'm mad that I can't even give you one definition of why I'm mad. I can't give you one definition of why I'm sad. I got a lot of closure, and people didn't understand why I was so happy. For 6 days and a wake up, I was out here. I had blisters on my feet. I was out here. I was hiking these trails. I was trying to find my baby.
Heartbreaking. Mercedes and John say they still plan to celebrate Jamison's birthday on Saturday. A GoFundMe page has been set up in his memory to help pay for a memorial.
The Racine police officer who died trying to stop an armed robbery while off duty will be laid to rest today. Funeral services for Officer John Hetland will be held at the chapel at Carthage College at 11 this morning after a public visitation. Officer Hetland died last week after trying to stop a robbery at a tavern in Racine. Police haven't yet been able to find the person responsible. The reward for any information leading to an arrest is at $75,000 this morning.
An update on yesterday's breaking news. A man who was shot in a hostage situation is expected to survive. Deputies in Marquette County responded to a 911 call claiming a man was threatening his mother with a gun. After negotiations with Carlson failed, a tactical crew went into the home on a rescue mission. That's when the sheriff says Carlson pointed a gun at deputies and a Columbia County deputy shot him.
Could have been much different, much worse, and it's unfortunate that it had to happen. The suspect was shot. We certainly did not want that to happen, but given the cards that we were dealt, we had no choice.
Carlson's mother is safe. Once he's released from the hospital, Carlson will face criminal charges in Marquette County. Per protocol, the deputy who shot Carlson is on administrative leave as Sauk County investigates this incident.
Around the state, 6 people are dead, including 4 children, after a house fire in Pickerel, Wisconsin, up in Langlade County. Those kids range in age from 10 months old to 7. 8 people were in the house when the fire started early Tuesday morning, but 2 were able to get out safely. The cause of that fire still isn't clear, but officers say it was likely an accident.
In Iowa County, a mother and daughter have now been charged in the 2018 death of 13-year-old Selah Caden. A criminal complaint says her parents had sent her from North Carolina to Mineral Point to stay with family friends, the Berries. Now both Lori and her daughter Alexis Berry are being charged with first-degree reckless homicide as a party to a crime. The autopsy revealed Selah died from homicidal smothering, suffocation, and blunt force pattern beating. The attorneys for the Berries say the criminal complaint doesn't tell the whole story.
A Medicare patient tells us she was abruptly turned away from health services at Journey Mental Health Center after being with them for the past 5 years. She said last month her support group counselor told her they were no longer serving Medicare patients. She spoke to us about her experience, but wanted to remain anonymous for privacy reasons. We asked the Medical Health Center's chief clinical officer about why they may be turning some people away. She said it comes down to money.
We have some of the lower Medicaid and Medicare rates in the United States. And so oftentimes people are put in a position where they are looking at making ends meet, and so they have to limit how many Medicare and Medicaid consumers that they can see.
Tanya Letman-Shu says Journey is trying to make the process as easy as possible for Medicare patients to transition to a new provider.
The Dane County Humane Society is now supporting efforts to block the opening of a beagle breeding facility that would sell the dogs to medical researchers. Dane for Dogs is an advocacy organization trying to stop the facility from opening. They're asking people to go to the Planning Commission meeting scheduled for July 17th. The potential facility in Spring Green is waiting for their permit to get approved. You can find more information on our website, channel3000.com.
6:07 your time now. The dog doctors at UW-Madison School of Veterinary Medicine are helping our furry friends from all over the country who are being hit pretty hard with the flu. Nearly a dozen dogs at animal shelters over in California tested positive for canine influenza. So the shelter medicine program at UW is helping to manage those cases and implement preventive programs at those shelters. They're working to try and stop the spread of the virus with new efforts to warn adopters about the signs of the flu. That virus is mostly curable, but it has been linked to some dog deaths in the past.
Ahead of the upcoming Badgers football season, the Dane County Regional Airport has announced it will offer a nonstop flight to Columbus, Ohio for UW's matchup against the Ohio State University on October 26th. The flight from United Airlines will depart October 25th and return on October 27th. Round-trip nonstop tickets start at $465, or if you're okay with a layover in Chicago, you can snag a ticket for $325. Tickets are available for purchase now.
We have been talking a lot about how farmers are adjusting to this shortened growing season, but people who pick their own strawberries are also being affected. Yesterday was the first day of the season, but that's actually 2 weeks later than usual because cold and wet weather shortened the opportunity for picking. Crops aren't entirely ready yet, but spirits are high, and farmers are hoping the season will make it into the second week of July.
Well, here's another reason to fill up your coffee mug this morning. A new study says it can help you burn fat. New research says coffee can stimulate so-called brown fat, which is the fat in your body that keeps you warm and burning calories. Doctors tell CBS News that up to 3 cups of coffee a day may actually have a health benefit. Good news for us morning people.
I live off of this stuff. I'm not going to lie. I need it in my life.
You do. I know. Oh, here we go.
Oh, this is service here on the morning show. Oh, no, it's empty.
Oh, no. She drank it all.
I actually did. I filled it up this morning, and I've been back there 3 times.
3 times. I was saying with this shift, I have actually started to drink less coffee because I'm so wired. I can't do it. So I have like 1 and then water.
Cut it off at 7. I need to be cut off.
You need to be cut off. I like the energy, though. I like when you have a few cups of coffee.
That's true. Leah on a coffee high. That's pretty fun.
Very fun.
All right, 6:09 your time now. Still ahead on News 3 Now this morning. We are taking a look into a devastating type of dementia that impacts younger adults and can take years to diagnose.
And Wednesday means we are halfway to the weekend. Time to start making some plans. And to help make those plans, we've got Hattie in next for a full forecast and a first look at the weekend forecast. That's coming up on News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning from the Hattie-O patio. A beautiful start to this Wednesday morning. We have sunshine already. Temperatures are in the 50s and 60s, but a nice warm-up is expected. It was a warm day yesterday with highs in the low 80s, but there was a little bit of rain in some spots, especially southeastern Wisconsin. Now just a few hundredths of an inch officially at the airport in Madison. Had a brief heavy downpour on the west side of town yesterday, but south towards Janesville and Beloit, some heavier rain and stronger thunderstorms pushed through in the early afternoon hours. Now this morning, though, all of that rain is well off to the east. No rain in the area early this morning. If we zoom the map out, you can see one weakening thunderstorm, now just a shower in eastern Iowa. No rain in our forecast today. Any rain chances will stay south of the state line. Now, here's a look at that severe weather outlook. It does indicate that there's a slight risk for severe weather right along the western part of the state. And again, that's not until the overnight hours. So our daytime forecast and evening forecast will be dry, but overnight some showers and thunderstorms are expected to move in. And some of those could produce some gusty winds as well as large hail. Concerts on the Square starts this evening, though, and the forecast couldn't be any better, really. It is going to be warm as you're setting up your picnic. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s, dropping to the low 80s as the concert comes to an end. Lots of sunshine, though, is expected. Skies will be mostly clear, and winds will be light. That high temperature trend, though, is definitely moving upward. We're in the 90s this weekend, so alert days are still in the forecast for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. When you combine high dew points with those warm temperatures, it's going to feel pretty uncomfortable, and we're not going to see much improvement during the overnight hours, so that heat and humidity is just going to build across the region. Heat index values will be in the mid to upper 90s each of those days, so plan on taking it easy if you can. Stay hydrated and take lots of breaks to get out of that sun. Speaking of the sun, it's on the sky camera shot this morning. Skies are mostly clear. This is our WISC-TV sky cam. Of course, looking to the east, catching a beautiful sunrise this morning. Temperatures have dropped into the upper 50s here in Madison. This is likely the low for the day. We're only going up from here. Dew points, though, are in a very comfortable range in most spots in the mid-50s, and they're not expected to climb much today. Maybe back to around 60 degrees, but then staying in the 50s through the evening. So a very comfortable day as far as those dew points are concerned. Future track forecast model, pretty quiet. Haven't seen it this quiet in several weeks, I don't think. Temperatures will be back in the 80s by lunchtime. Just a light west wind today, high of 84 degrees. Staying quiet and dry through the evening hours. Again, chances for rain will return overnight tonight into Thursday morning. That extended forecast does call for temperatures to continue to warm. We head into the upper 80s on Friday, then 90s on Saturday and Sunday. Again, alert days in the forecast for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with that high heat and humidity. Let's get a look at traffic now this morning. We're having some trouble with Josh Tim's phone, so I'll do traffic. No major issues here on the Beltline or in the downtown areas just yet. It is starting to get a little busier at Stoughton Road and the Beltline. Travel in and around Dane County, though, looking good. No issues to report on the interstate right now. And in the downtown area, a few delays starting to form around the Capitol Square, but nothing to slow you down too much just yet. Travel on those major routes into the city still going at posted speeds. And that's your first alert traffic.
Miss Hattie McLean, the jack of all trades. Thank you, Hads. All right, 6:17 your time now. Upwards of 20% of students at four-year colleges are food insecure. That means they lack reliable access to affordable, nutritious food.
Yeah, it's a problem often overlooked, but one UW-Madison is hoping to tackle with its helpful new program. Christina Laurie joins us live to explain.
Hi, Keely and Leah. You might think that living off of ramen noodles is just part of being a college student, but food insecurity is a real problem for 12% of all students here at the UW-Madison, and it's a problem that Jeff, the Chief Operating Officer for Second Harvest Food Bank, knows well, and that's kind of the impetus behind this new program. Can you talk about what Helpful Harvest is?
I can. Helpful Harvest Wisconsin is a pilot program that we're spearheading with Feeding America. They came to us about 3-4 months ago and brought the program to our attention. We thought we need to really try this. So we worked with a couple of great agencies throughout the campus here. A lot of people have really been involved in this, for getting the word out for us. HelpfulHarvestWisconsin.org is the website. Students can get on there. They can discreetly order food, and then we'll deliver it to a few different pickup points throughout campus, and they can privately pick up the food and go about their day.
And one of the hallmarks of that program is that they can privately pick that up. Why is anonymity so important?
You know, there's about 15 to 20% of people that don't use our network that are in need. And we think there are really two main reasons for that. They might be working, they might be in school, they might not be able to make the hours of service that their local pantry is open. And the other part of it is that pride factor. It's very hard to ask for help sometimes, whether you're a college student or a working adult. We've got a nice functionality right now where they can privately order food online, and then the pickup points are very discreet, they're very quick. Most people are picking their food up, they're in and out in about 30 seconds.
One of the pickup points is here at Union South where we are this morning. How did the first pickup round go here?
It went great. We had about 20 people that signed up to pick up here, and most all of them picked up. It was right near the hotel desk in the front lobby here. People were in, they were out. Some people pick up, you don't even know that they're there. We were around to answer some questions. The union staff was very helpful to us as well, and we learned a little bit from them about hunger as well. So I mean, we like to learn when we're out and about as well.
You can learn and then you can implement that in the next round of programming, which will happen in July and August of this month. We have information on our website, channel3000.com, of how you can sign up or sign your college student up to take advantage of this program if you are in need. And if you'd like to donate, we'll talk about how you can do that coming up at 6:30.
Very important information for our students. Thank you, Christina.
All right, 6:19, your time now on this Wednesday. Doctors call it the cruelest disease you've never heard of.
It's a form of dementia affecting younger adults called frontotemporal degeneration, or FTD. FTD is the #1 form of dementia in Americans under the age of 60. It attacks the parts of brain which control speech and personality and is commonly misdiagnosed as depression. There is no treatment and there is no cure. Given the devastating toll it takes on victims and their families, FTD should be much better known than it is. That's why an Iowa County family is sharing their story with our Susan Simon.
It took 6 years for us, which seems like a really long time, but from what I'm learning from other people that I've connected with that have the disease, it's an average of 4 to 5 years to get a diagnosis.
Of the classic dementias, it's the first that would typically present, and sometimes in the 50s, early 60s. And again, because it's in normal, healthy, active folks, it kind of comes on insidiously.
10 out of 10 will learn the signs and symptoms of FTD and hear more from the Iowa County family in the middle of this very painful fight. Very important information. I did not know about this.
I can't imagine how devastating it would be to go through something like that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that story. All right, 6:21, your time now. Tensions from the border crisis and the issue of migrant camps is disrupting business in Boston today. We're going to find out what employees are doing after finding out the furniture they make might be going to those migrant facilities.
And it's finally happening, a day with no rain ahead in our forecast. Hattie will be here to deliver what looks like an excellent forecast for today. Stay with us.
Welcome back. 6:24 on this Wednesday. We are waking up to just a beautiful, beautiful sky out there. Oh my goodness.
And it gets better as we go through the day today. Skies will stay mostly clear, guys. We're looking at what's happening on the satellite and radar map combined this morning. Just some high-level clouds moving into southern Wisconsin. No rain from those clouds. And for the day today, we actually have a day with no rain in the forecast. Our temperatures trending through the day are going to warm up pretty quickly. Many areas starting in the 50s this morning, but watch as we put this map into motion, already into the 70s by 9 o'clock and then headed to the 80s by lunchtime today. So a quick warm up is expected. Mostly sunny skies this afternoon across southern Wisconsin. Low to mid 80s will be the case today. So a gorgeous afternoon. Staying pretty warm even into the evening at 6 o'clock just before Concerts on the Square starts. Temperatures will still be in the 80s, but the forecast is still dry at that time. We do drop back into the 70s by 10 p.m. That extended forecast calls for the warm up to continue. Upper 80s to near 90 for the weekend. Of course, alert days are in the forecast for that high heat and humidity starting on Saturday.
All right, thank you, Hetty. Employees of Wayfair will take part in a walkout from the company's Boston headquarters today over the company's decision to sell furniture to a detention camp for migrant children. Last week, employees learned about an order for around $200,000 worth of bedroom furniture from BCFS, a company operating migrant facilities for the Department of Health and Human Services. More than 500 co-workers co-signed a letter to stop doing business with that government contractor, but the company sent a letter back to employees saying it still plans to sell to BCFS. They're now asking Wayfair to donate all profits made from the sale to an organization providing legal support to migrant families.
Robots could soon be taking over the workforce. Oxford Economics released a report this week that machines could take more than 20 million manufacturing jobs around the world in just the next decade. Robots are becoming cheaper than human workers, partly because of the falling costs of those machines. In the U.S., states like Louisiana, Texas, and Indiana are among the most vulnerable, since many workers there rely on those manufacturing jobs that could disappear.
Still ahead on News 3 Now this morning, we have the top 3 stories that you need to know about.
Plus, we're getting a better snapshot of poverty in our state with a new report by UW-Madison. More local news is next on News 3 Now this morning.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks, and welcome to the final half hour of News 3 Now this morning on this Wednesday, June 26. Josh Spreiter has the morning off, so our friend Keely is joining us on the desk this morning.
Good morning. So happy to be here. I was saying in all the years we've known each other and worked together, never get to anchor together. So.
Always opposite schedules. Josh picked the greatest day, though, to have off. Beautiful sunrise out there.
Absolutely. And we'll get a check on weather with Hattie in just a second. But first, we'll tell you the top 3 things you need to know as you start your day. Breaking overnight into the Channel 3000 Alert Center, the Senate is scheduled to approve the state budget today after the Republican-controlled state assembly passed the measure late last night. Now, all Democrats were in opposition. The 2-year spending plan will then go to Democratic Governor Tony Evers, who still isn't saying if he will sign it or make any changes.
Robert Mueller will be testifying before Congress next month in response to a subpoena from Democrats. Both the House Judiciary and the Intelligence Committees will hear from the reluctant former special counsel, who'd previously said any testimony from his office would not go beyond the report. That report, released back in April, says there is not enough evidence to connect Donald Trump's presidential campaign to Russia, but that doesn't mean he's exonerated on charges of obstruction of justice.
10 Democratic presidential candidates will share their views on a national stage in the first Democratic debate for the 2020 presidential campaign. The lineup includes politicians like Cory Booker, Elizabeth Warren, Beto O'Rourke, and Amy Klobuchar. A second day of debates is set for tomorrow night with candidates Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, and Pete Buttigieg. 5 candidates didn't meet the minimum criteria to debate and won't be appearing on either stage. You can watch the debates on NBC starting at 8 tonight.
All right, Hattie McLean with the best news of the day. She's keeping an eye on traffic and the forecast for us. Hi, Hattie.
Good morning. Yeah, the best spot to deliver the news outside on the patio this morning. It's an absolutely gorgeous start to the day. Overhead skies are clear. Here's a look at our current temperatures. We dropped to 58 here in Madison. That's likely going to be the low for the day. 60, though, still in the Dells, 63 in Janesville, 61 in Platteville. Today's definitely going to be a pool day or water park day. Temperatures will be climbing into the mid-80s. Now, humidity stays relatively low for one more day, but then increases starting tomorrow. Now, a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning around Madison. Still just a few brake lights on the Beltline at Stoughton Road, but no other major delays. No accidents to report right now either, so travel into Madison still going at posted speeds. And that's your first alert traffic.
All right, thank you for that good news, Hattie. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
6:33 your time now. A new report says Wisconsin's poverty rate is stuck right around 10%, despite historically low unemployment rates in recent years. The study from UW-Madison notes that the state poverty rate has stayed between 10 and 11% since the report was first released back in 2008. Factors like family income, public benefits, and tax credits factor into those numbers. Milwaukee has the highest poverty rate at 17%. In Madison, it is just above 11%. A new food program in town isn't passing out just perishable goods to low-income families. It's also distributing fresh fruit, vegetables, even meat to college students.
The pilot program Helpful Harvest launched this month, and it's already looking to expand. Christina Laurie joins us live to explain. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, ladies. It's one thing hungry because you don't have anything to eat, and that's the problem Second Harvest Food Bank's new program hopes to tackle this summer. Rejoining us this morning is Jeff, the organization's chief operating officer. So can we just do a quick recap of what Helpful Harvest is?
Yeah, helpfulharvestwisconsin.org is the website. It is a pilot program that we are spearheading with Feeding America, and we've chosen to add it to the campus area to apply to college hunger like you're speaking about. People can get onto the website, they can privately order food from their own home, and then we'll pack the food, bag it up for them, and deliver it to a couple of different locations around campus and around the city of Madison for that matter, and they can privately, discreetly pick it up and go about their day.
And there's something unique about the program that you're giving these college students because it's not just the typical cans of soup. What type of food are they getting?
We were able to add some frozen meats to it, so we've got frozen ground chuck in there, we've got frozen chicken in there, we've got fresh potatoes, we've got fresh onions in there, so it's not all canned foods by any stretch. You're right.
And the focus here is making this a no-shame program, letting students know it's not bad to need to ask for help. How can someone at home who wants to support this initiative help out?
You can certainly get onto the website. You can donate through secondharvest.org, secondharvestmadison.org. You can drop off food to us at the food bank. Certainly you can drop off food to any of your local pantries. They're all willing to receive it for you.
And we've been talking a little bit off camera about how this is a growing problem because restaurants, other bakeries aren't donating as much as years past. Why do you think that is?
I think a lot of the industry out there is getting a lot smarter about what they're doing, which makes them a lot more viable, which is good. You know, if they're viable, so are we. But you see a lot more technological advances out there, letting people know that this is the amount of product we're going to need for this day, and this day. And that's good. Waste is being reduced, but overall it certainly helps to have some donations coming our way as well.
It certainly does. And so the next program, it launches right after the 4th of July holiday, July 8th.
Right.
The website goes up where you can sign up to take advantage of these donations. We have all this information of how you can sign up to either get help or to help by donating up on our website, channel3000.com.
Really great effort there. All right, Christina Laurie reporting for us. Thank you, Christina.
And if you're looking to get out of the house for date night this week, maybe some surf and turf is in your future. Madison Sustainable Seafood Week is in full swing. It's an initiative in partnership with Sitka Salmon to raise awareness about how you can support sustainable fishing practices. More than 30 Madison restaurants are featuring dishes on their menus, many at a discounted price. Our friends at Madison Magazine have a list of participating spots on our website, channel3000.com. And more local news, we already know Wisconsin's a great place to be, especially in the summer, but we're about to learn how many out-of-towners agree with us at the state capitol today. The state's tourism leaders will be giving their annual report to lawmakers this morning. You're watching one of the latest ads released by the Department of Tourism. It's part of a $4 million ad campaign promoting the state and the more than 1,000 festivals we celebrate here in Wisconsin. Last year, visitor spending was up 5%, bringing in more than $21 billion.
And you are from Illinois, but you said you spent a lot of time up here during the summers at least.
People say being in the Midwest, the best part is that you're close to Wisconsin if you don't live in the state. And
It's true.
every summer, multiple times we were here at the lakes and the state fair. It's the best.
How can you not with all these festivals? Cranberry Fest, you saw that, Donald Driver enjoying that. Cobb Corn Boil, Highland Days.
See, and she knows because you were lucky enough to grow up here.
Oh yeah, I am very lucky. We are lucky to be at the state.
Lots of cheese.
6:37 your time now with tablets, smartwatches, smartphones, smart TVs, all of it. It is hard to make sure you're not getting too much screen time.
When News 3 Now returns, we're looking at an app that helps kids place limits on that screen time. Stay with us.
Okay, so here is a guy you have to go follow on Instagram. This is Kenton Fowler. He always sends us the most beautiful My News 3 morning photos.
It's stunning, and we think we figured out that this is Monona Bay. I know he lives in that area. Sorry if I just disclose where he lives, but I sometimes see him out on shoots, so yeah.
Absolutely
beautiful.
Gorgeous photo. Thanks for sharing, Kenton.
What does your morning look like? Take a picture and post it on Channel 3000's Facebook page or on Twitter using the hashtag MyNews3Morning. We'll share our favorites right here on News 3 this morning.
All right, more local news now. Researchers at Lawrence University are using a federal grant to look into what's being called adolescent rumination. It's not just your typical teenage moodiness. It can actually lead to adult depression. Wisconsin Public Radio reports that researchers at Lawrence will use the $350,000 grant to create an app that teaches kids mindfulness. The app will focus on breathing and other exercises. Researchers are hoping to launch it within the next 2 years.
All right, I can't believe I'm going to say this. It's a day without rain today, but will it stay? Hattie will tell us what is in store for the Madison area in the coming days. Up next.
But first, it's June 26th. We want to say happy birthday to Jack and all the kiddos turning 3 today. What a beautiful day to have a birthday. Thanks for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning. Oh,
cutie pie.
All right, you are taking a live look at just a gorgeous start to your Wednesday. We keep saying it, but Josh Sprider, you picked the right day to be off.
He definitely did. Gorgeous, gorgeous sunrise.
Definitely a pool day. What do you think, Cads?
I think
It's a perfect day to head to the pool. Temperatures will be climbing into the mid-80s. Polar bear not in the pool right now, but it would be a good day to head there. We have a lot of pool days in the upcoming forecast. In fact, alert days are in the forecast for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday due to the high heat and humidity. Again, it's been about 11 months since we've had temperatures in the 90s, and we'll be right back there for the weekend. Heat index values, when you combine those high temperatures and the moisture in the atmosphere, will make it feel like it's in the mid to upper 90s each day. So you definitely need to take the proper precautions. Make sure you stay hydrated if you're outside in the sun and take frequent breaks. Now let's talk about those dew points. They're relatively comfortable right now in the mid 50s for most of the area. Janesville still around 60 degrees. As we put this map into motion though, you'll see that through the day we're generally in the 50s with those dew points. So it's going to stay relatively comfortable across southern Wisconsin. Now by tomorrow morning things start to change up a little bit. We start to see some of that moisture moving into southwestern Wisconsin, and through the day tomorrow, dew points really start to climb into the upper 60s, even some 70s through the afternoon hours. So it's definitely going to feel more humid tomorrow. And unfortunately, these high dew points are expected to stick around right through the weekend into the start of next week. Now let's talk about another kind of moisture, and that's precipitation. Nothing showing up on the map right now. There are some showers and thunderstorms off to our west. Again, a severe thunderstorm watch box for parts of Nebraska this morning. Diminishing activity across Iowa. Any chances for rain will stay south of the state line today. There is a slight risk for severe weather across parts of the plains. You see that yellow slight risk area does clip southwestern Wisconsin. That's for the overnight hours tonight, where we could see some strong to severe thunderstorms in the area. All the activity, though, today closer to this stationary front, so we stay dry this afternoon. Temperatures are starting off in the 50s and low 60s for most areas this morning. It does get significantly warmer to the south, where temperatures are close to 70 early today. Our future track forecast model, though, calls for a nice quiet day here across southern Wisconsin. Winds will be light from the west, and temperatures are expected to warm pretty quickly already by lunchtime into the 80s with sunshine. Highs in the low to mid 80s this afternoon, right around 84 here in Madison. Now the first concerts on the square is tonight, and at 7 o'clock when those concerts start, still 83, so still quite warm but dry. Couldn't ask for a better forecast for tonight. Let's take a look at that extended forecast then. We have temperatures that will continue to climb through the rest of the week into the upcoming weekend. And it looks like we stay pretty warm and humid all the way through the 4th of July holiday. Again, those alert days in the forecast, Saturday through Monday. Great day to be outside today, though. Take a look at Jasper, enjoying the sunshine. Probably will look exactly like that today as well.
Running around in the sun, hair blowing in the wind.
Yes. Love it.
Quite the model.
Yes. And how do you said it, we kind of flipped a switch from winter right to summer. And
we haven't had a very good adjustment period,
No.
so again, take it easy this weekend.
Wisconsin.
Good advice. Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. The Morning Sprint is up next on News.
It's 6:51, time for the morning sprint as your team gets you out the door with the most local news to start your day.
We start with breaking news into the Channel 3000 Alert Center at the state capitol this morning. That's where the state budget is headed to the Senate after it passed the Assembly last night, with all Democrats voting against it. The odds will be a bit tougher in the Senate, though. Republicans have a 19-14 majority there, meaning they can only afford to lose 2 votes. One Republican senator has already said he'll vote against it.
A man who was shot in a hostage situation is expected to survive. Deputies in Marquette County responded to a 911 call claiming a man was threatening his mother with a gun. After negotiations with the man failed, a tactical crew went into the home on a rescue mission. That's when the sheriff says the suspect pointed a gun at deputies and a Columbia County deputy shot him.
Get to say goodbye. Get to hug my son goodbye. I didn't get to see him.
That is Mercedes Melvin, along with John Carey, after the search for their son in the Wisconsin River ended in heartbreak. Melvin and Carey say they now have closure ahead of what would have been Jamison's 12th birthday this weekend. They say they don't blame anyone for the tragedy, but they do want more warnings and life-saving tools along the river.
The Racine police officer who died trying to stop an armed robbery while off duty will be laid to rest today. Funeral services for John Hetland will be held at the chapel at Carthage College at 11 this morning after a public visitation. Hetland died last week after trying to stop a robbery. Police have yet to find the person responsible.
And our forecast today includes lots of sunshine. Temperatures are starting out in the upper 50s here in Madison. Still 61 in the Dells, 64 in Janesville this morning. A nice quick warm up is expected. With all that sunshine today, we'll be in the mid 80s this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Hattie. Delta Airlines is allowing passengers to cancel previously booked flights to the Dominican Republic. That decision comes after 10 Americans have died while on vacation there over the past year. That move could hit the country's economy pretty hard, as 2 million Americans visit the DR every year. The U.S. State Department does not have any travel advisories against the Dominican at this time.
10 Democratic presidential candidates will share their views on a national stage in the first Democratic debate for the 2020 presidential campaign. The debate will take place over 2 days with 2 different groups of candidates. 5 candidates didn't meet the minimum criteria to debate and won't be appearing on stage. It all starts at 8 tonight.
Employees of Wayfair will take part in a walkout from the company's Boston headquarters today after learning of the company's decision to sell furniture to a detention camp for migrant families. They're now asking Wayfair to donate all profits from those sales to an organization that provides legal support to those families.
Around 20% of students at 4-year colleges are food insecure, meaning they lack reliable access to affordable, nutritious food. That's a problem that's often overlooked, and one the UW-Madison and Second Harvest Food Bank are hoping to tackle with their Helpful new program. Helpful Harvest launched this month as a way to address the growing problem of food insecurity on campus. Students at the UW can sign up online for free food, and it's not just non-perishable items. Fresh fruit, vegetables, and even meat products are distributed to students in need of help. And no shame, this program is anonymous. Head to our website, channel3000.com, for how you can sign up yourself or your college student for help.
Thanks, Christina. Legal marijuana is officially coming to Illinois. Governor Pritzker signed a bill legalizing usage, possession, and the sale of small amounts of pot yesterday. Pritzker also announced that the state plans to clear cannabis-related records of non-violent offenders. The bill goes into effect on January 1st, 2020.
All right, it's a sign summer is officially here. Summerfest kicks off today in Milwaukee. Headliners this year include Willie Nelson, Jennifer Lopez, Lil Wayne, and Snoop Dogg. If you're going down sometime in the next couple of weeks, a reminder that things like backpacks, strollers, and umbrellas are not allowed. Summerfest runs through July 7th.
Here in Madison tonight, you can enjoy the summer's first concert on the square put on by the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra. The concerts run every Wednesday from today through July 31st. The orchestra sets up on King Street. The shows are free to the public and start at 7.
All right, 6:56 your time now. Let's turn it over to Josh Tim with a look at your Wednesday First Alert traffic. Hi, Josh.
Morning, guys. Starting to see the usual crowd on the westbound Beltline between Stoughton Road and West Broadway. It's going to add an extra minute or two to your drive. Inbound John Nolan, not looking too bad right now. Just a few brake lights near the Rimrock and North Shore Drive intersections moving into downtown. Park Street busy inbound at Olin Avenue, but other main routes heading into Madison still cruising at the usual speeds with no major issues. Your First Alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you very much, Josh.
It's a beautiful start to this Wednesday morning. Just some high-level cirrus clouds in the area today. Plenty of sun, though, through the afternoon, with high temperatures reaching the mid-80s later on today. That extended forecast, though, calls for our temperatures to continue to warm. We're heading to the upper 80s on Friday. There will be chances for rain on Thursday, but then just hot and humid as we head into the upcoming weekend.
All right. Thank you very much, Hattie. And thanks, Keely, for joining us this morning.
Always so fun working with you, too. It was a pleasure to be here.
The Chicks at 6. All right.
right.
Thanks to you folks for tuning in. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.